Hi everyone, trust that you fine. It's been a break all the while, at a point in Ramadan we had to go on break and now Accenture is back. Well, today something happened and I like you guys to learn from it, perhaps a lesson. And someone saw a video that I made and she sent a comment that Assalamu alaikum, I really love your accent. Barakallah fi. But me that I'm from Ibadan, how would I speak like that? She was wondering how she could speak exactly like the way I spoke in the video. And I asked her to register. There is a free training going on right now. This is about to commence, and she should register on Accenture.com. And she said, "Thanks so much. I don't need it, sincerely. But I can introduce you to, some guys that want to write IELTS exam. IELTS exam is like a pronunciation, or an English exam that people who want to travel abroad write before you can get out of Nigeria or the African countries. Travel overseas, you have to write the exams. And now she's saying that she doesn't need to speak, communicate well to take the course on communication just because she's not writing the exam. And it made me think deeply about the state of the mind of the youth. An average 21st century in the youth, the way we see things. And this is the problem of the school system. That's one of my cases against school and going to this you know institutionalized schools and uni and all that. They just want to warp your sight. They do not want you to see things clearly the way they are. They paint these things for you to see them in a different light. And a lot of times you end up, in being led astray and all that. This isn't an attempt to bash school and you shouldn't go to uni. It's calm and all that. But I just want you to see it clearly the way it is. Oftentimes, when we are in school, in a higher learning institution, a university, a polytechnic, etc., whenever something of value crosses our way, there's a particular way we look at it. But if a person were to be outside uni, he sees this actual thing in another way. Let me give an example. Regarding communication, we're talking about how can you speak well, how can you speak better, how can you work on your accent to speak exactly like a native. You speak it, English isn't your mother tongue, so you should speak it the way the language owners will speak it, as simple as that. There's nothing technical about it. There's nothing academic about it. I want to speak this language the way the native speakers speak it. If you want to speak Hausa, Yoruba, etc., speak it well. Speak it well. So time when you get in the midst of the people, the native speakers, they feel that, oh, you belong to them. If you're in the midst of houses, they feel, oh, it belongs to us. If you want to speak Igbo, speak it the way the Igbo speak it. Do not use Yoruba accent, bring your Yoruba accent into Igbo. You speak it the way the native speakers speak it. Simple message, as simple as that. Someone will have to tell you that, no, I'm not writing an exam on it, so I don't need it. But you believe you need English. You need to speak English. You use it. You need to use it to make sales, communicate your ideas to the people, to the world, go online, social media, and all that. This is the problem with the school system. The school system has come to warp your insight, your side. They do not want you to see things clear the way they are. How would a person go to school and when he gets to 400 level, the lecturer will have to tell him that, wait, you chose the wrong course because there isn't a place for you guys here in Nigeria. And this actually happened to my brother. He studied biochemistry, and this is not an attempt to bash him, but we should learn from the mistakes of elders so that we shouldn't fall in the same holes or rages that they fell into. And the lecturer was saying to him that, and other students that, you guys, you made the wrong decision, that there isn't a slot for biochemistry students in Nigeria. You're a graduate, no matter how good you are, there isn't a place for you. There's no job for you. You know, a person, my father, paying would had to pay for me for my tuition fees and all that for 4 years, and a lecturer had to tell me I made the wrong decision, that my feeding, accommodation is cool and all that. They're all wastes, and that's the reality. The brother told me that actually happened to him, and that's after schooling, after graduation and all that. That actually what happened to them. He didn't get a job, and he's a smart student, an excellent student. Yeah, he couldn't find a job. He had to go learn something else, and now he makes money with it. Okay, but the actual thing that he studied in school, he couldn't work with it. So such a confusion, and now this same person would still advise other people, the younger ones, to toward the same path. He wouldn't tell them that, look for a course, a skill that is profitable, that is sellable in the market, and learn it, perfect it, know it like crazy, then get to the market and make your money. You don't have to told the path of go to uni and spend 4 years, 5 years, go serve and all that. You don't need to go all this roundabout way with your life. This person wouldn't give this advice to the younger ones because the way our mentality had been so warped. Okay, it's been so, they've tried to cast a shadow, some sort of shadow on it, such that we can break out free of this mentality. And I like to give communication, for example, communication skill, how to speak well, and you know this niche is like untapped gold in this part of the world. I do not know a person, I do not know one single person who teaches how to speak the native British accent exactly like the native, who, is he himself has got the accent and he teaches it to people and people pay him. Yeah, I know a brother, maybe one or two brothers who's got the accent, mashallah, it's so clinical, but they don't teach it. They don't make money with it. Okay. So it may be difficult for you to find maybe five, on the spot, to mention maybe two or three persons or institutions who teach people how to speak exactly like the native, maybe online or whatever, in Nigeria, based in Nigeria here. Yes, does it mean that people don't want to, the people aren't admirers of British accent? The answer is people love it. Recently, when Accentium, when we launched Accentium, we've seen reactions of people actually like it, but there are not people to offer them the service. Now, there are other niches like that. There are other skills, there are other splendid possessions our young people could have at their fingertips, with which they could make millions, okay, on a monthly basis. Yet they leave all these things behind and they say, I want to go study agric in school. He's not planning to become a farmer. Yet he's going to spend the full 5 years of his life in this, studying one course like that, and in the end, waste of time. He began to complain about the situation of the country. There's a job. Were you veiled when you were making this decision? Did someone cast something on your face when you were making the decision? No, job scarcity and all that. Was it something of recent that happened recently before there used to be a job? You saw it, you were into it. So my simple message is this: if you've got a brother or a sister or younger ones, anyone, or a child who's looking forward to enrolling to take a course in uni and all that, please ask him serious, terrible questions regarding this idea. That, do you actually know what it means? What do you want to do with this course? Tell me. If you go, we are not talking about, do not start daydreaming. Tell me something realistic. Someone saying he wants to go learn textile, something like that. And how many textile industry do we have in Nigeria? So be realistic. If you've got the money to start a company, textile industry. Or someone says, oh, I want to go study, so many things like that. So the point I'm trying to make is this: give them let them have clear destination of where they're going. Let not these young people get done with uni and they begin to hang around and commit crimes because they can't find jobs, and at the same time they can't start something all over again. They can't start something afresh because 5 years, 6 years of their life, is gone. So to start something afresh, they are already out of energy. It's usually very difficult. Unlike a person who is still a youngster, he's a teenager, oh, I want to learn video editing, I want to learn, the British accent, I want to teach it to the people, oh, less than a year I should be able to a master's. Oh, I love business, but I need to communicate well if I want to make good sales. And the first couple of months I want to work on my accent and want to do this, then I learn the actual skill that I want to use to make money. Imagine a person who learns a skill every single year. You know, this year, for example, I want to work on my accent. I want to learn communication. I want to be very good at communicating what people, my ideas to the world. And I take a course and a course training after training. I work on my my own really working hard on it, on how to speak well. That's the whole of the first year or 6 month. That's what I use it on. Then the next year or the next half of the year, I opt for something like graphics design. I may not have the money to hire a designer all the time. Maybe I can do some graphics good stuff myself, not some sort of some graphic that sucks. No, I want to do something great. So I had to go learn it and practice, like for the next 3, 4, 5 months. And this person begins to hard. It takes this course, takes another course, and for the period of 2 years or 3 years, honestly, this person would be more marketable, and would be holding a brighter chance to become a millionaire, to become a multimillionaire, than a person who sits there in the unit, studying one course that he himself is not sure of what to do with it after 4 or 5 years. So we've got to be very clear where we are going. This is what I'm going to do in the next few years. This is what I need. These are the skills that are necessary for that. While in the actual sense, a single skill is sufficient, is enough for a person to survive in this modern time. With the aid of internet and social media platforms, and one single skill is sufficient. Maybe after the most required skill of communication, because I've heard experts who say that the number one skill, soft skill that people need is that your communication skill. You have to communicate well. Okay, there was a guy in Nigeria recently, was in Namdi. He had the privilege to attend a conference, globally, overseas, and the guy did well in communication. People weren't asking him, the white people weren't asking that, what did you just say? Because he was pronouncing his words correctly. And he too wasn't saying, oh, I couldn't hear what they say. Okay? Because he does well. Meanwhile, the guy is not making money with communication. He rather makes money with something else. I think he's a sales guy. So communication is key. So after communication, maybe perhaps you just need one other skill to master. It may not take you a year to master, and you begin to make money, good money. If you know it very well, if you know it well, if you do it and not banish yourself to, 4 years of imprisonment and no creativity. Otherwise, if you want to, otherwise you will fail. That's the school system for you. So the point I'm trying to make is that before you go to uni, before you settle for, oh, I'm writing jam and I'm straining after this particular course, know your destination at the end of the day. What do you want to do with it in 4 years to come, 5 years to come after graduation? What do you want to do with it? Okay, what are other options? Oh, if I do not go to uni, if I do not take this course, this route, what else can I? What are a couple of other options I've got? What's the best option for me? Okay, So do not be blindfolded into or stampeded into making a decision. Oh, dad wants me to be there, mom wants me to be there. Everybody, that's the norm of the society. You don't do that. Make your decisions yourself. Okay? Wish you all the best.